also included part 1. So then part 2, we have main body of the teaching, 4 dharmas. 4 dharma is 4 thoughts meditation. And then finding the Lama. Oh, so sorry, the 4 dharmas. 4 dharma is like is listed there. Sorry, I did a mistake. Okay, so anything I do mistake, please let me know. Okay. The 4 dharmas is finding the Lama, how to rely on the Lama, how to please the Lama, how to practice the path. So that's the 4 dharmas. Then abandoning the force of the vessel, meditation on the death and impermanent, contemplate the defect of finding precious human birth, karma cause and effect, contemplating defect of samsara, the fourth. Okay, so that is the 4 abandoning the force of the vessel is 4 thoughts meditation. And then third is the 4 trainings. So 4 training has refuge, the number 1, 3 and 1. 3, 2 is Pakchi Moksha. 3, 3 is Bodhisattva. 3, 4 is Vajrayana teaching. So that's the 4 trainings. And then after 4 trainings, so we have a instruction on the 5 for the path. So that is the 4.1. So we already fixed the chapter 4.1. And then 4.1 is Bodhicitta, 4.2 is Yadam deity, 4.3 is Guru Yoga, 4.4 is Mahamudra, 4.5 is dedication. So that's all we finished. So now all the path is finished. So now is the result. We're going to this is the talking about the result. The result is the practice the Dharma and follow all that instructions. Then we reach into the result. The automatic result. The automatic result is mentioned in the rule text as follows. So it's page 156, the book. Then the rule text is the 6 perfections and the 4 means of gathering disciples and all the dharmas of enlightenment will be perfected. This all qualities perfected in the Buddha. The Buddha is a result. So this is talking about the Buddha's quality. Buddha has all these qualities. All the Buddha Dharma qualities, such as 6 perfections. We already talked about that law, the 6 perfections, the 4 ways of gathering disciples, you know that, and so forth. So will be perfected means like Buddha has these qualities perfected. Similarly, when through our wisdom we realize the dharmata, the true nature of all phenomena as emptiness, wholly replete with all perfect qualities, then there will be nothing left to realize, nothing left to actualize beyond that. So when it's become Buddha, all these 6 perfection qualities has also this 4 different ways of gathering disciple, that kind of method that Buddha has. And also the realize the emptiness, dharma dharta, and so that bring all the Buddha's qualities. Then realize the absolute truth, the Dharma Dharma, then that means like you have all the perfect qualities. Nothing is left. All the qualities arised. Then there will be nothing left realized, nothing left to actualize beyond in that. So long as you realize the Dharma Dharma, the true nature of phenomena, then all the qualities perfected for Buddha. Then also the Buddha is go through all the step by step path, and then it's become he going to beyond, go beyond means like nirvana, reach the Buddhahood. Then the root text continue with a discussion of the progression through the permits and the paths. Satang lamdu manenyangin there, traveling the permits and the paths, so 10 permits, 5 paths. Then Buddha's one reached the nirvana that does not abide in either of the two extremes. Buddha is become free from two extremes, so that's the root text. Now as we go to the commentary, permits and the paths that otherwise would like a long time to reach, such as the three sets of countless eons via the exoteric worker of paramita, described early, can be reached in a single instant of abiding in the natural state of Mahamudra. So realize the Mahamudra, then this path, we talk about the 5 path, 10 permits is very fast, go through. So otherwise, like you just follow the regularly sutra tradition, no any practice like Vajrayana and Mahamudra, or is like kind of author level practice where, and then take to Buddha, reach Buddhahood is 3 eons. So we already talked that. Take long time, 3 seats of countless eons. We are the exhausted worker of paramita. Described early, we already talked before, can be reached in a single instant of abiding in the nature state. Then you realize the Mahamudra, not like that. So you realize the Mahamudra, then reach in a single instant of abiding in the nature state of Mahamudra. Through the wisdom of the performed nature, we do not remain in samsara. Through the skillful means of bodhicitta, we do not get stuck in the peaceful absorption of the Pachar Nirvana of Shavakas and the Pachika Buddhas. So realize Mahamudra, don't have to follow 3 eons, same as the, paramitas, like we already talked to Sutra, talked 3 eons takes on the path. So long as you practice Mahamudra, you don't have to go through longer way that way. You can reach Buddhahood very fast. Then when you realize, so you have wisdom, the wisdom no abide, no we are not stuck in the samsara. And then that is free from one extreme. So samsaric beings don't have wisdom. That's why these samsaric beings stuck in the samsara. This is another extreme. Another extreme is the Shavakas, Pakika Buddhas, not enough compassion. That's why they're stuck in the Pakshar Nirvana. So who practice Mahamudra, and then they are not stuck in the, the Shavaka and the Pakshika Buddha Pakshar Nirvana state, because due to the compassion. So free from these two extremes. Then through the skillful means of bodhicitta, so bodhisattvas use the skillful means bodhicitta. We did not get stuck in the it's the through the bodhicitta compassion, not stuck in the shavaka and the pakchika Buddha state. The state of Buddhahood is known as non-fixed nirvana or nirvana that does not abide in either of the two extremes. The text continues. So free from two extremes. That's then this Mahayana conduct, Vajrayana view Mahamudra. So we are free from samsara, we are free from nirvana, and become Buddha. No, so that is known as no fixed nirvana, okay, or nirvana that does not abide in either of the two extremes, free from the two extremes. The text continues. Sanchokji Yu Deshik Sanjetin, what we call bodhisattvas are shown to be Sugatas Buddhas. That's the root text. Bodhisattvas are showing to be Sugata Buddhas. So the Sancho is Bodhisattva is actually Sugata means Buddha. The Buddha and here is the Bodhisattva. When you explain, it's the same meaning. So this Bodhisattva is referred to the Buddha. The Tibetan called Sang and Je. Sang means purified, Je means all the quality is ripening. So a Bodhisattva realizes his or her own mind. The Bodhisattvas recognize own natural mind. There's nothing to be realized outside of this. So then nothing to realize outside of this because already they realize their own natural mind. Then you become realized. Whoever has realized his own mind has realized the omniscient wisdom mind of the Buddha. So you realize our own natural mind, then you realize omniscient wisdom mind of the Buddha. So that is the Buddha's mind. Long as you have that realized, then we are Buddha. So up the root text says what we are called bodhisattvas. So bodhisattvas is a Tibetan meaning is a sun and the chop. Sun means purified. Chop means all the quality is gathering. You know, all the enlightening quality is gathering. I think that way is okay to, just explain. Maybe they use different ways, like all the qualities gathering or perfected, all the qualities. So that is what we call bodhisattvas, means actually Buddhas from Buddha. So then this explain is like main point is long as we realize our own natural mind, then you realize the Buddha's mind. Therefore, because they are in a state of realization of inseparability of the two types of bodhicitta. So the Buddha realize become is two bodhicitta is inseparable. So realization of the inseparability of two types of bodhicitta. They are also called sungatas or blessed ones, gone one. So then two types of bodhicitta is relative truth bodhicitta, absolute truth bodhicitta is become inseparable. And then that person is gone beyond. means it's become enlightened. Sungat, our blessed one, means Buddhas. Buddhas are the natural form of Bodhisattvas, Bodhicitta or Bodhisattvas. So then the Buddha is like form body of the Bodhicitta. Buddha means like true bodhicitta is realized inseparable. So that is the Buddha. A Buddha means one who has awakened, sung from the sleep-like state of ignorance, and unfilled the intelligence that know all phenomena. So this is the Tibetan way to calling the Buddha's name, Sang and Je. Then also Tibetan also saying like Bodhisattvas. This Sang and Je is the Bodhisattvas we call is Sanchok Samba, Sanchok Samba, Sang and Chok. So then Buddha's name is Sang and Je. The way explained is very similar. That's why it's up there. It's explained the Bodhisattva's name, and here is Buddha's name. Is the main point is the same. Highest level Bodhisattva is Buddha, so that's why sometimes like Buddha's name also Bodhisattva. So Sang means sleep like state of ignorance and unfilled. Waking from the sleep-like state of ignorance and unfilled. J, the intelligence that know all phenomena. So that's also J means knowledge. One is purified, one is knowledge. First one, Sang means purify all obscurations. J means all the knowledge is awakened. Intelligent that know all phenomena. Then some people may see the true nature but have insufficient diligence, continue on from the root text. So some people here says may see the true nature. So they realize that they're seeing the true nature but didn't have realization 100%. Some people see the true nature. So kind of like first for me, Bodhisattva, like that kind of seeing the truth, but they don't have 100% the same as the Buddha's qualities, purification. So then what happening for them if they don't enlighten in this life? So then that is the, clarify after this root text is clarify the information. Continue on from the root text. Those who have seen the truth but are not diligent will still be free of anything to reject and anything to adopt when in the pardo. So a Bodhisattva who sees the truth of the original nature but has sufficient diligence, not enough diligence, may not attain Buddhahood during this lifetime. So then that person cannot be Buddha in this life, one lifetime. Then what happened for them? But certainly in the Pardo, he will achieve the supreme fruition through the true stage and become free from the four great rivers of suffering. So if the person is not enlightened in this lifetime, but the person can be enlightened in the Pardo. In the Pardo, they realize So the same, we talk about the child of luminosity, you know. Child luminosity recognize mother luminosity in the Pardo. That can be realized in the Pardo. If someone know how to practice meditate Mahamudra, they knows their own natural mind, they do perfectly meditate, but for some reason they don't have enough intelligence, they don't have enough effort. That's the reason, even not enlightened in this life, but they can realize in the Pardo. In the Pardo, you can be Buddha. Buddhahood during his lifetime, but certainly in the Pardo, he will achieve the spirit fruition through the two stages like generation stage and completion stages, and become free from the four great river of sufferings. So, four great river of suffering is birth, old age, sickness, and death. So that suffering is free from that state. In summary, one is either liberated in the present lifetime or in the Pardo. So the main point is one is either liberated in the present lifetime or in lifetime. Someone who has diligent, they can liberate in this lifetime. If they are not in this lifetime liberate, they can liberate in the Pardo. Depending on one's degree of diligence. Either way, in that final moment, the two benefits will be accomplished. Either way, or in this life or in the Pardo, our own benefits and others' benefit is become accomplished. Two benefits, our own benefits and others' benefits. So then first is also here going to share our own benefits. It's become Dharmakaya. Others' benefits is Sambhonakaya and Namanakaya form arise. So when you are become Buddha, so the own benefits is own realization. That is Dharmakaya. Then on the path we practice bodhicitta, so that is like become the power of that is arise to the Dharmakaya is arise to the form body, is benefit for others. So two benefits is actually two kayas, Dharmakaya and Sambhonakaya. The Sambhonakaya, Namanakaya is actually same. The reason is we don't have a opportunity or like ability to receive teachings from Sambhonakaya. And that's the reason for us is Namanakaya. So for the Bodhisattvas has ability to see the Sambhonakaya. So there for them is a Sambhonakaya, for us is Namanakaya, actually form body Buddha. So that is a benefit for others. And our own benefit is realize Dharmakaya. So here is the Dharmakaya fulfill one's own benefit. See, Dharmakaya means fulfill one's own benefit. Then you recognize what means Dharmakaya. Dharmakaya means recognize our own nature. That's it. Because own benefits, you know, our own realization means like we realize our own nature. That is Dharmakaya. Then what means Sambhonakaya? Sambhonakaya is on the path we practice love, compassion, bodhicitta. So that's power of that is Dharmakaya is effort to form body. And then it's called Sambhonakaya and the Namanakaya, form body. It's benefit for others. The root text describes drips some to the Yirmi Chigoto, one were attain inseparable Dharmakaya free of the stains of the three obscurations. So sometimes we can say two obscurations, sometimes say three obscurations, sometimes Gonjik say only one obscuration, but all is the same thing. They just create different aspects, makes like say two or three or one, you know. You can say one, all obstacles under the ignorance. So all obstacles under the ignorance, one obstacle. Two obstacles, because we have a two attainment. Two attainment is Buddhahood or partial Pakika Buddha and you know Pakika Buddha Aha level. So which one is the obstacle to Buddha? Which one is the obstacle to Pakika Buddha's realization? That's why two obstacles. We call two obstacles. Actually, just one obstacle. You know, sometimes we say three obstacles. One is obstacle to the knowledge. One is obstacle to obstacle is our afflictive emotion. One is obstacle is like our karmic imprint. So that kind also the divided three. So doesn't matter like just it's one or three or two. Just you can make many divisions. Some teachings talk about the divided three. They have a reason to say three. Sometimes teachings say two. They also have a reason to say two. Some teachings say only one, so they also have reason to say one. Dependent. Same is like three kaya, two kaya, or one kaya. So now our original nature has always been perfectly pure as a Dharmakaya. So where is the Dharmakaya? Dharmakaya is our own nature. So the nature is always been with us. Actually, you never find anything new. You have always with you, but you discovered that because some obstacles, reason obstacles, we didn't recognize we have that nature. So one day you discover that nature, then you realize Dharmakaya. As we train in the practice of the three vehicles, Pachimokshas, Bodhisattva, and the sacred mantra. So now we have that nature. We didn't recognize that nature we have. So then what we have to do? So on the path we practiced. So we train in the practice of the followed by the three vehicles Pakhi Moksha. As we train in the practice of the vehicles Pakhi Moksha, Bodhisattva, and the sacred mantra. So we purify three obscurations, those of karma, emotional poison, and the subtle obscuration to wisdom. So the let and Nyumong Shiz Dripasong is the karma is here is make three obstacles, but actually mostly the teaching talk about two. The reason is the karma is included these two obstacles, emotional poison and the subtle obscuration to the wisdom. So usually mostly teachings they talk about two obstacles. So that means that time you have to know emotional poison obstacle and the subtle obscuration to the wisdom. So that is the two obstacles. Then karma is like kind of like some karmic imprint. So we have a karmic imprint. That's also will control us because we already habituate Even you don't want to do that, just you going to do that naturally, going to go that direction. So that's also we have to purify. That's why here create three obstacles. You can follow three, you can follow, you can just two, or that is the obstacles. So we realize the nature of Mahamudra in thus, and thus we attain the Dharmakaya of the two folds purity. What do we mean by Dharmakaya? Jiktin Sangho writes. So now, then we purify this three obstacle because follow the three yanas training, we can realize Mahamudra. So you realize Mahamudra, then you become, nature of Mahamudra, and thus within attain the Dharmakaya. You attain the Dharmakaya of the two folds purity. So Dharmakaya is called two-fold purity. Two-fold purity means is we can see what is this is the two-fold purity refer to innate Buddhahood which all beings have, and fully manifest Buddhahood which Buddhas have realized. So that is the core two-fold purity. The 29, and you can see that quote is in the 176. There has the explain what means this the two-fold purity. What do we mean by Dharmakaya? Jiktin Sungho writes, Tondam Shechap Toda Namkage. So automatic truth, Dharmakaya means automatic truth or pervasive peace, free of concepts like space. Unconditioned and spontaneously perfected. So Dharmakaya is unconditioned and also spontaneously perfected. The natural quality is spontaneously perfected. It is automatic truth. So that's actually the short way explain Dharmakaya. Unconditioned and spontaneously perfect. It is automatic truth. Because it is unsolid by the concepts of limiting projection. It is peace. So we call the Dharmakaya is peace. Why we call peace? The reason is unsolid by the concepts of limiting projections. That's why it's Dharmakaya, it is peace. Since it's the root of both samsara and nirvana, it is all pervasive. Then Dharmakaya is called pervasive. Why is it called pervasive? It's all the samsara and the nirvana is come from, arise from the Dharmakaya, nature space. Because see, we all have this nature, but you don't recognize that. Become you deluded, samsara is arise. You realize that own nature is called nirvana. That's the reason the one ground is Dharmakaya. Two path, two result, right? Two path is like nirvana path, samsara path. And the two result is samsara and nirvana. Then where is this come from? Is one ground. Ground is Dharmakaya. Since it is the root of both samsara and nirvana, it is pervasive. That's why it's called pervasive. Free of concepts like the scar without demarcation, I think, or division of center and periphery. So same is the space. Dharmakaya is just same as the space. This that's the reason is these examples, no divisions of center and the periphery. The Dharmakaya, since it is also characteristic by not being my dirt, about
Muddled.
huh?
Muddled.
Muttered, abides as the nature of mind of all sentient beings. So that's we always like just explain our own nature mind. That's all different ways describe the Dharmakaya nature. Uh, so the nature is to say always be with us, always there. Then the nature can be pervasive, like can be like arise samsara or can be arise in nirvana. So then uh, from the Dharmakaya that fulfills one's own benefit, the Ripakaya form body arise to fulfill the benefit of others. Then Dharmakaya is also can be arise in Nirmanakaya forms. Means like Ripakaya is form body arise fulfill the benefit of others. So as expressed in the root text, Chu Tang Longju Natso Nugotror, Dharmakaya and the Sambonakaya and the myriad emanation that is appear in response to beings' wishes. The unceasing spontaneous energy of unelaborated Dharmakaya is the Rikpakaya appearing in the true form body for the sake of sentient beings to the tamed. Very easy, no? You understand very clearly what means these three kayas. So Dharmakaya is our own realization. Rikpakaya is like arise form body for benefit for others. So that's why we on the path we practice like method and wisdom. Wisdom realize own nature. Method is become benefit for others. So method is effort to form body. Wisdom is realize own nature. The main point is just wisdom is called Dharmakaya. Method is called the Ripakaya. Then Ripakaya has two form bodies. Then that's benefit for other beings. The way it works is as to the way in which the empty sky makes it possible for there to be clouds, and the clouds make it possible for there to be rain. In the same way, the Sambhonakaya can appear in depending upon the Dharmakaya, and the Nirmanakaya can appear in depending upon the Sambhonakaya. Nirmanakaya emanation are not limited to appearing as perfect Nirmanakaya Buddha. So that's the followed by the example. Just example like empty space is like that become clouds is arise. Empty space is the same as the Dharmakaya. Clouds is become Sambhonakaya. Then gather rain comes is like Namanakaya. So then the see the Dharmakaya is effort to form body is Sambhonakaya. Sambhonakaya is comes Namanakaya form body. Then Namanakaya form has many different kind of emanation, not limited to appearing as a perfect Namanakaya Buddha. So Namanakaya is not only like something pure, like special or something, but form body takes like different kind. So Namanakaya can be animal realms form, or ordinary human beings looks like, different kind ways effort to the benefit others. So that means like not only the spiritual teachers way to benefit in Namanakaya means appear as a perfect Namanakaya Buddha, Namanakaya emanation can appear higher level, low means like maybe can be reborn to lower realms form body to benefit others. And in all kinds of way in accordance with the predilections and the needs of boundless beings to be tamed. So that is the Namanakaya form body. Sambhogakaya form not appear to like that. Only Namanakaya form is appear to lower realms, higher realms, benefit others. Then same appear to burn in the fire of here. Other emanates in the higher realms, emanating in such ways as this. They tame the sentient beings. So same effort to burn in the fire of here means like the hell and fires also can be Buddha's manifestation, Dharmakaya effort to, because the purify the being's karma and the being's change, change. The helps like become go to right directions. If you see some very danger, then you don't going to attach to that, right? I mean, they're not going to touch that hang. You see something very danger, and you scared that you try to avoid that, then you can go to right directions. So that's the reason. Like sometimes this Buddha's form body is effort to really kind of Mara form bodies to change the people is going to the right directions. So just different ways can be effort to form body. We don't know. That means like we don't know. Other emanates in the higher realms. Some is like higher realms, like can be human beings. Then in the human being can be doctor, can be nurse, can be teacher, can be spiritual teacher, can be mother, can be father, can be like something like, benefit others doing something, it's many different ways can be the Buddha's manifestation. We don't know that. They tame the sentient beings. Or just main point is who's the Buddha's manifestation. Then they tame the beings, like reduce the other beings' emotions negatively. So that can be Buddha's manifestation. So no any other, you know, someone who create other beings like desires, attachment, and angers, that cannot be Buddha's manifestation. So someone who reduce the other beings' emotions and transform their minds in the spiritual, that can be Buddha's manifestation. Benefit like beings fear for the desire. Thus, emanation of the waking ones appear in all kinds of forms, everything from high to low in between. And yet, even though the awakening ones manifest in such ways where don't have a concept or discursive thoughts, They don't have actually emotions. They don't have a thought. This manifestation, the Sambo Nakaya, Namanakaya, especially Namanakaya form body, appear to form, take different kind of form bodies, and so they actually not really have emotion physically like other ordinary beings has emotion. They don't have it like that way. Then also Buddha's benefit is no thoughts benefiting. No thoughts means like you don't have to preparing and doing some actions like thinking to do that, or it's like simultaneously naturally arising benefit to others. So that's why it's, and yet even though the waking ones manifest in such ways, they don't have a concepts or discursive thoughts. So that's a big thing. We don't know without discursive thoughts how can benefit others. Ordinary people think about without these thoughts, discursive thoughts, how can we can benefit others? Not possible, right? So that's why this morning we have a discussion. Buddha's benefit other is non-conceptual, no thoughts, and no feelings. That's the reason they don't have bias. That's the reason they have equanimity, absolute truth equanimity. If you have thoughts, if you have conceptuals, then you cannot have equanimity, all the beings. Right? We talk about equanimity or sentient beings. The word is great, but then you think about it, you think it's like conceptual and the thoughts go first. Then you don't have that. So that means like all is non the I mean the equanimity is quality, immeasurable equanimity qualities come from is non-dualistic, non-conceptual. So it's come from its realization, absolute truth realization. Then there has this ability to benefit others. So that is the beyond our thoughts. Because we have a dualistic thoughts, right? We have a conceptual thoughts. So we have the limited, our this the wisdom or our like capacity is limited. The reason is because we have this conceptual thought. That's why the wisdom or capacity is limited. Buddha is the unlimited means like because no conceptual thoughts and no delusion. That's the reason, it's immeasurable quality Buddha has. So who has conceptual thoughts? No possible immeasurable quality. Whatever says, it's just maybe we wishing that we practice that, but no one has like immeasurable qualities without the non-conceptual thoughts. Okay, so now time is at o'clock. So you want to leave there or more? Some say more. Tell me more or leave it there and you have a question.
More, please.
Well, could we ask some questions?
You can leave it.
Yeah, a question, please.
Yeah. Could we do more through questions? Would that kind of benefit everybody?
I'm going to accept both, and I'm going to go to one paragraph and then going to the take question and answer. Okay, so now Mato Yigi Northern Zepe June, without concepts like a wish fulfilling giver, ongoing is a stream of enlightening activity. A precious wish fulfilling giver has no concept or thoughts, yet it spontaneously fulfills all the wish of beings. The Dharmakaya doesn't have a concept or thought, yet spontaneously fulfills the benefit of sentient beings. As long as there are sentient beings, there will be unceasing emanations of waking ones to benefit terms. So, see, Dharmakaya, even without the thoughts, can benefit others. There will be unceasingly emanation of waking ones to benefit them, other beings. So the Tathagata are utterly non-conceptual. They have no thoughts whatsoever, but because of unconfused knowing, unconfused knowing, I think, they manifest spontaneously and unceasingly in response to the needs of sentient beings. So that's all the Buddha's quality is realization. That's the reason Buddha has ability to benefit others. So ordinary beings, we don't have that realization, that capacity. That's why our benefit other is like limited, yeah. Buddha's is immeasurable. The reason is because they realize the Dharmakaya nature, then no any thoughts, no conceptuals. That's why benefit for other beings. Same is wish fulfilling giver. So wish fulfilling giver has a thought or not? No thought, right? People do the prayer aspirations. Wish fulfilling giver benefit for them, fulfill their own wishes. So same is the sun. Sun didn't have a thought, but benefit so many beings. Same is the rain. Rain didn't have a thought, benefit so many beings, so many plants. So like that, this all the Buddhas benefiting others without a thought, but all these conditions, circumstances, condition comes. Buddha's benefits, this blessing is arising, comes to us. So rain is not just falling the sky, need so many conditions. First space, then clouds, they need so many things gathering in the sky, then comes rain falling, right? So good weather conditions, not too heat, not too cold, something needed there. I think is correct, everything. So that condition need balance, right? Balance, then comes rain. Same like that, Buddha's blessing, Buddha's benefit other is also we need like all the condition arise, then Buddha's blessing, Buddha's benefit for others arise. So that's the reason is everything's dependent. Even Buddha is there, then beings, not condition is there, you cannot benefit. Because the rain is falling in the rocks, then rock didn't have the conditions growing vegetables, right? So rock is too tight. No possible rain benefit rocks. So beings who don't have a devotion, who don't have an open mind, who don't have a compassion for others, then their mind is the same as rocks. So even Buddha is there cannot benefit for that kind of person. then rain actually don't have these conceptuals. Like rain didn't have a bias. When rain fallings, they're falling to the rocks, they're falling to the plains, they're falling to everywhere. But then some object cannot take the rain benefits. Some object can take the rain benefits. The rain didn't have a thought, I want to benefit this, I don't want to benefit that. You know? So the Buddha is like that. That is a measurable benefiting for other beings, economically benefit for others. Yeah. So with vegetable is in the farm, you know, seeds in the farm, they can take the rain benefit. So they see all these conditions, the vegetable grow in the farm, all these conditions, the earth, soils, seeds, all is there, then rain benefit to them. So that we have to create. The Buddha's benefit is the same as rain, you know. If we don't create like seeds, we don't create like earth, you know, the conditions there, then Buddha always benefiting, but we cannot receiving that. So that's where you have to understand, okay? Now we can take questions. So I fed your both wishes, okay? Someone have more teaching, I did more teaching. Someone have to ask questions, so we can take questions.
Okay,
I have a question. With all this help all around us, how is it we're not able to take advantage of it? I mean, they're there to help, and they know exactly what needs to be done. Why can't they help?
Why they can help?
Yes.
Because the conditions are not happening, they cannot help.
So they don't have the ability to change conditions?
They need to come just, you know, cause conditions come, you know, like change come together, but can help means like also the person karma is have to happening. They can help. If the karma is not there, cannot help. Yeah. So that is due to the connections. And the karma also have to happening. Connection. So see, otherwise, like why Buddha cannot help these beings change the conditions, but cannot change the conditions. We have to change our conditions. That's our job, to change our condition. Then Buddha can help, right?
I understand what you're saying. I'm just running it through my feeble mind process.
Okay, so Sandra, please no.
Okay, I have a bunch of questions. I'll just ask one and let other people talk. On page 158, you talk about the state of realization of the inseparability of the two types of bodhicitta.
Mm.
I think maybe one question is, what is absolute bodhicitta? If you have this inseparability of the two types of bodhicitta, where does relative bodhicitta go? It seems like it disappears, that it's just a method on the path, and then it disappears in the state of realization. I'm not understanding what absolute bodhicitta is.
Okay.
I don't know what bliss gone one means. Like, what is the state of Dharmakaya realization?
It's called the inseparable. Form is empty. Emptiness is a form, means like which one is gone? Form is gone or emptiness is gone. So we
What?
talk about the form is empty, emptiness is a form is no other than emptiness is no other than form, right? So then which one is gone? No one gone, right? This become inseparable means like
So what does that mean, bliss gone? What does that, how does that relate to this phrase, the bliss gone one?
Songyog means reuniting. It's the method and wisdom is become inseparable. So relatively, we can say wisdom is absolute truth, bodhicitta. Wisdom method is relative truth, bodhicitta. Okay. When you that is in the relative truth, but when you really realize absolute truth, then the method and wisdom is not different. It's same, inseparable.
But the bliss, where does the bliss of relative bodhicitta go to if it isn't there in the Dharmakaya?
Yes.
Where, what do you mean, yes? I said, where does it go? How do you say yes?
Where is it go? Nowhere goes.
Yeah, okay.
So it's called inseparable. You know, inseparable, right? So now think about it. You say the form is like we or like relatively the form is exist, right? No emptiness. Yes.
I understand that it's inseparable. I just don't know how to connect this to your morning teaching of there not really being any bliss because there's no feeling. There's no thought, no concept, no feeling in the Dharmakaya.
Yes. So
So
that's a blessing. That is a blessing. No, long as you have a conceptual, no blessing. Long as you have a dualistic, no blessing.
will you tell us what in the future, like in a page or two, the next time we have teaching, will you explain the qualities of a Buddha, the 18 qualities?
Buddha's quality, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming more Buddha's quality. Just Buddha's quality is we already right now you and I'm discussion about the two bodhicitta is inseparable.
There was this phrase also, the unceasing spontaneous energy of the Dharmakaya
Yes.
is Rupakaya.
Uh,
Can you talk more about that energy? Is that energy the mother?
where is that one? Oh, I see you mean the page 162?
Yes. Uh-huh.
So then, which one you wanted to know?
Well, this idea that there's unceasing spontaneous energy of the Dharmakaya, it's a description of a quality of the Dharmakaya. It has unceasing spontaneous energy. Is that energy like Vajrayogini? Is it, is it basically Tara? We pray to the absolute Tara, like.
Okay, advise appear in response to being's wishes. The unceasing spontaneous energy of unliberated Dharmakaya. So the unceasing spontaneously, the energy is not really energy, like you just not ordinary with usually our energy, like something not like that, right? So the main point is unceasing energy means like always there. So that's what we call energy, but it's you cannot say like have to do something. We drink the coffee, you drink the like Monster and the Red Bull, so you get more energy. Not like that. Yeah. This energy is like just spontaneously, unceasing spontaneously, always, you know, Dharmakaya, nature is there. So that's why it's called energy. Then, so long as you have that, then unliberated Dharmakaya is the Ripakaya appearing. The words Ripakaya is arise come from, because this Ripakaya is come from the spontaneous energy of unliberated. So long as you are that is become arise to the Ripakaya.
On page 158, you say the skillful means of bodhicitta. Through the skillful means of bodhicitta, we don't get stuck in a partial nirvana. So is bodhicitta just a skillful means on the path?
Yes. Like long we talk the bodhicitta vows, we practice bodhicitta, so that's always a skillful. Long as you practice on the path that they're not stuck in the nirvana.
Is that because you are disconnecting from self? When you practice bodhicitta, you're practicing to help other beings. So when you are practicing bodhicitta, then you're reducing that self. So is that the skillful means then, the method that's used? By training the mind in bodhicitta, you're releasing yourself.
Yeah, that's just main point is bodhicitta is like wanting to benefit others, right? I'm
Right.
going Buddha because the reason is I wanted to benefit for other beings. So that wish is, you know, completion. That's the reason they're not going to stuck in the nirvana, because that wish bring you and beg to benefit others.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Why doesn't it become the wish fulfilling jewel? Like, why isn't it like absolute bodhicitta becomes the wish fulfilling jewel that is without thought, that just abides and is there to help sentient beings?
Yeah, wish fulfilling giver is just an example, right? Bodhicitta is the same as wish fulfilling giver.
Is it that at that time there's non-duality, and so you can't really say that you're doing something for someone else?
So the person is like contradiction comes, then you approach to there. If the person is a contradiction is not there, then you cannot just benefit. So now we have a conceptual thoughts. That's why, like, see, you say, "Oh, I wanted to benefit this person, that kind of person," right? You're thinking, right? You have those thoughts. That's the reason we don't have a measurable, you know, benefiting for others, because it's a conceptual thoughts, limited. And now you can think that, but when I'm become Buddha, or I cannot benefit this person because I wanted to benefit this person. So actually, we really cannot benefit that person, right? The person also have to awaken something, condition. That's we ordinary people kept their thoughts, but when you have become Buddha, so all mother sentient beings, then you don't have, I want to benefit this, I don't want this, you know? Or it's equal there, right? Or it's become same. So now we have like say this conceptual thoughts. That's why, I'm going to practice because I wanted to benefit this person. So that's conceptual thoughts. And when you have become Buddha, could be can benefit that person, because your power wishes arise, that person condition can be changed, you know. That person condition change. So that is like we really don't know. That it's followed by karma, cause and effect. Is like ordinary cannot make, ordinary people's capacity cannot make decisions. So better we say we don't know. Some ways like benefited, Buddha can benefit, right? Think about this first 5 disciples. So actually, long previous, many eons ago, they cared Buddha Shakyamuni. So the Buddha is at that time is a Bodhisattva. He did a strong aspiration. I want to, they are liberate. He wished that for them. He didn't upset. And he said, I'm going to liberate them. That he wished that when I become Buddha. So that wish is very powerful. Then that wish, you know, is like this 5 disciples like go through the karma, but then the purify karma. Then when they are 5 disciples means that their last life. So then when become Buddha, so he can lead them to take nirvana. But they also, you know, already practice with Buddha because they all have convictions that, right? That kind of happening, yeah. So like you think, oh, I'm going to benefit this person when I become Buddha. You just always wish and pray, and then that person also get the, you know, future life change. They're going to get good conditions. And when you are become Buddha, you don't thinking about that. I'm going to benefit this or not this. But then other who has all these conditions come, so that means they all have already connections previous life. Some has already previous life connections. That's why they've changed. They have conditions. Some maybe they due to their karma is happening because they change connections. Do you understand what I'm saying, Sandra? Okay.
Mhm.
So you are satisfied or no?
I'm getting a lot out of what you said all day long. It's great.
So then, Khenpo, is it like it's all pervasive and you don't tell a seed to become a flower, but the interdependence and the causes and condition and the ripening of karma and those causes and conditions come together. And that seed then is produced into a flower or blooms into a sprout or whatever. But that's all pervasive. You're not directing it to do anything. You're not telling a seed to be a seed. All of those conditions had to come together in order for that to happen. So is that much of what you're describing then with like a dharmakaya, that it's just all pervasive? And when the karma cause and effect comes together and the conditions ripen, then whatever is meant to appear or come together will so happen.
Very profound, David. I didn't understand.
Oh, then never mind. It's okay.
Okay, I think it's a thing about like, you know, we're talking about the ground, the right path and the result. Yeah? So that's where you think about the ground is like all is have a nature, Buddha nature. Everyone has being sentient beings is a nature. So that nature is pervasive for everyone.
So that's all pervasive, right? That's
That
all.
Dharmakaya is pervasive for everyone.
Okay.
Nature is.
Mm-hmm.
So then that means like we have a Buddha nature, but that means we have more Buddha, right? Still we have obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
So then who realized that? So that is the realized Dharmakaya Buddha. Their,
Mm-hmm.
their own benefits, accomplishments, their own benefits. Who own benefits, accomplishments. So then what which one you talking about? You talking about the ground or pervasive Dharmakaya every beings, or you talk
Mm-hmm.
about the someone already get own benefit?
Dharmakaya, where somebody has reached their own benefit, then it's just all pervasive. It is the ground. They've become Tathagata, are
Yeah,
the ground.
they realize that. Yeah, they realize that.
They're already there. So then they're all pervasive. There's nothing they need to do. There's nothing they need to realize. There's nothing they need to think about. It's just empty. It's there. It's all inclusive. It's all pervasive in space. And then, when we're talking about Sambhogakaya and Nirmanakaya, which is under the definition of Rupakaya, then when those causes and conditions and karma creates those causes and conditions, right? Our habitual patterns, what we've done through lifetimes, when those begin to come together, then spontaneously in this all pervasive Tathagata, those things arise. So, I mean, even finding our teachers, for example, if those right causes and conditions didn't come together.
Okay, so follow the teaching.
Oh, okay.
Dharmakaya. So we there's all the nature is Dharmakaya, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then that's nature is like always spontaneously, you know. So we talked here already, like the Dharmakaya is what we talked here. The unceasing spontaneously. So then that is become a part of form body.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
And that would be Rupakaya, which is the Sambhogakaya form or the Nirmanakaya form.
Yeah.
But the causes and conditions have to come together.
Conditions like who have to come is like other beings who didn't realize that.
Exactly.
Separate first Buddha.
Yeah. No,
Buddha is the same as a rain. No, it's a rain and the sun.
Right. So the causes and conditions are not the Buddha, not the Tathagata. The causes and conditions are the beings. Those are the causes and conditions that come together with their karma, which is the karma creates those causes and conditions. Is that what you're saying? Okay. So there's nothing to be done and there's nothing to do.
For what way you mean?
Dharmakaya, there's nothing to be done and there's nothing to do.
So when you realize it, then just already there.
Yeah, exactly.
And
in some ways, the only, then with, like you were talking about earlier today, Khenpo, with the conditions, the beings, we as beings, our karma is ripening. So the ground is always there for us to engage with. As our karma ripens, in order for us to engage with the ground, that's where we have the freedom of choice. If we're studying the Dharma and we're purifying our karma and removing our obstacles, the closer and closer we can get to receiving those blessings.
Okay.
Is that?
Yeah.
Comment. What Debbie said sounds very, very similar to the Heart Sutra at the end. That when you read it, at the end they said you don't realize, you already realize, you know, you don't have fear, you don't have whatever, it's already realized. It sounds a lot like a Heart Sutra, you know. And you mentioned emptiness, form is empty, and very, very similar. And you read it. And you mentioned piece of the Heart Sutra. Thank you, Debbie.
Yeah, when you understand these things, then you read the Heart Sutra, you understand no path, no result, right?
Yeah, the same concept when you know, when Sariputta talked to, I don't remember which one was the other one, and they was talking and they realized that everything is sentient, and then there are no fear, you don't have fear, you don't have this, you don't have that, you recognize everything, you recognize yourself as a Buddha.
Okay, so next is Lily. Do you have a question? You say you have a question, right?
Yeah, yes, Khenpo, thank you. Basically that I was not a little bit unclear about when we say Buddha. Buddha has, when we say a Buddha, Buddha has 3 kayas, right? It has it. So when we mention about like in the prayer of Kutan Zampo that we say primordial Buddha and Samattabhaja, that means it's Dhammakaya only, right?
Yes, sir.
So and then for the Buddha that has 32 marks of superiorities and 80 perfections, that is the Nirmanakaya.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess so now it's like when I think about the Buddha, and I have to be clear about on which level I'm talking about this Buddha. And then when I look at a picture statues of like Amitabha, and from appearance, it is a Nirvana, not Nirvana, the Namakaya Buddha there, because of the appearance, right? So,
Yeah, it's a Amitabha form body is a it's a Dharma. Actually, usually we said Amitabha is a Dharma Kaya, Chinreza is a Sambhona Kaya, Bodha Shakyamuni is a Nirmana Kaya. So that kind, that's always followed by author level. And we don't see anyway, the main point is we don't see anything about the Sambhona Kaya. Sambhona Kaya, if you can see the Sambhona Kaya means like you must have to have a realize, at least like first Bodhisattva level.
oh, so that the deities and the idams and deities, those are not the Sambhogakaya. Those are also the Nirmanakaya.
Actually, only one Buddha. They don't have 3 kayas. The main point is okay.
Well,
only
when
there.
we
Dharmakaya only there. I'll give you a very simple way. Dharmakaya only there because their own realization, Dharmakaya. But our aspirations, this this simultaneously the Dharmakaya nature is effort to form body. That means like benefit for others, right?
yeah.
So benefit for others, then Sambhona Kaya, Nirmana Kaya is actually one form body, but ordinary people seeing Nirmana Kaya, Bodhisattvas seeing Sambhona Kaya. So then actually where is these two is come from? Is a Dharma Kaya, its source is a Dharma Kaya, right?
Yes.
So then actually one Buddha, only Dharma Kaya, but this effort to form body because due to the benefit for others' perception. Other beings' perception become two form body arise. The actually only one nature, one essence is Dharmakaya. That is the Buddha.
Okay. Then
So
when we
like one sun is only in the sky. You put like so many bucket of waters and so many suns come to different your bucket of water. That actually this all suns is you see the sun in there, but actually the sun is come from the one sun in the sky.
okay, I understand. I know that the base.
Beings here in the local, there's so many beings like wherever they see that the one sun everywhere, but actually they're seeing lots like 10 people watch the sun is 10 suns, but actually only one sun there.
Okay, but in the worlds, then we change is the Sangye Gusun Nipejing Ladang, right? So it's a Sangye is Gusun. So that's like three bodies. That's my understanding. So it's totally it's just the concepts, right? So it's concept limit.
Yeah, just concept, It's actually one Buddha only Dharmakaya because own realization, we realize our own nature that we have become Buddha is Dharmakaya. Then some reason like we practice bodhicitta on the path, so that's power of that. So benefiting for others is their perception, the other being's perception. Then like high realizers seeing the Sambhonakaya, ordinary beings in Nirmanakaya form.
Okay, okay. I will practice in that way to to not confuse.
Complicated ways, very simple one, but become complicated too.
Yeah, because we always, thinking in concept. So then you say 1 and 3 is the same. Like you say the 1 equals 3, then it's not the come to the common logic. So that's why we get that's kind of feeling. I understand. I have to train my mind and train my mind. The others.
So we always like say practice meditate, the own realize that's Dharmakaya called. That's always be with us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then where is the Sambhonakaya? Because when we have become Buddha, we not just stay in the same with the Shavakas, Pakika Buddhas in there, stuck there. So it's benefit for others. Then that form is become like other this Bodhisattvas perceive the Sambhonakaya, ordinary beings perceive the Namanakaya.
Okay, it's on our side, so we differentiate.
Yeah, our side has 2 kayas, but actually our own is only 1.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, one more question about just now. We talked about the feeling. The Buddha has no feelings, but the Buddha had Buddha Dhammakaya has the wisdom and compassion, right? Are those wisdom and compassion does not consider as feelings, or I'm a little bit confused at this feeling, that, or you can have 2 levels feeling, like ultimate level feeling, or
Our competition is, like the how to say, the Buddha's compassion is immeasurable, right?
yeah.
Our compassion is limited, so that means our compassion is limited, is emotion and thoughts.
Yeah.
So if you want, you can have like you want to have a measurable compassion, means no emotion, no feeling. Long as you have, then feeling is conceptual thoughts. So long as you have a conceptual, then cannot have a measurable compassion.
Okay, so it's unmeasurable, so it's like a limitless
You can practice also like
equanimity.
feeling, compassion means feeling. For long as we have a drula stick, it's easy to think about that. Oh yeah, it's compassion, it's or good feeling, follow the feeling. And that means like, long as we have a drula stick, we cannot go more beyond that.
Mm.
You are free from drula stick, then you don't have that kind of feeling compassion.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. It's 2 different levels. From the Buddha's world, there's no feeling because they do not have the dualistic
Yes.
us. From our world, from our mind, we always thinking in the dualistic way. So that's we call it feeling.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, so now we're going to, yes.
I have a question. I have a question. If the Buddha doesn't have feelings, doesn't have emotions, where all the benefit come from? And if the Buddha is like the sun can give us a lot of benefit, but the sun can also give it a miserable job, and people can start waiting because of the sun. And the wind can also, if the Buddha, the compassion is like the rain and no distinguish but just benefit, but the rain also can get flooding. and we can see the Katrina, and we can see the wind and all those kind of conditions happen, and it can be big disaster. So how can we compare with the Buddha with the sun and the rain?
So the comparing means Loming is not everything, like only you can compare in some part. The cannot comparing everything. The only just like rain is like didn't thoughts come to the, in the earth, growing vegetables, benefit many beings. So rain didn't have a thought. So that's only example with the Buddha's comparing, like not other like rain also flowering and destroy all the many things like humming for so many people difficulty gets suffering, not like that. Just only one part example. Example
Okay.
be same is the mean, what we talking about the mean, like Buddha is cannot be 100% rain, then rain is become Buddha, right? Rain king is only example is rain, Buddha must be separated, different, but only one part of similarly. That's why it's the example.
Okay.
Yes.
So if Buddha doesn't have emotion, doesn't have feeling, how can the benefit of all beings, therefore, come from? If Buddha even does not have conceptual thought, why does he care about sentient beings? Because if he doesn't have thought, where is that compassion come from? When we see someone suffering, we have compassion and we feel sorry.
Yes.
We sympathize with the suffering. But if the Buddha doesn't have that, where the compassion come from?
Compassion come from is so on the path, the practice, we practice on the path, right?
Yes.
The compassion, bodhicitta.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. Buddha is a result. The
So
cause,
when
you say, where's the cause that Buddha can benefit, no thoughts, no feelings? How can he can benefit other beings like that way, in the, so why he can benefit? Because he create already cause. Cause already created on the path.
I don't understand why the path will separate from the result that much. In the past, you said about four measurable, the compassion and the joy and the metta and the kanona and vipika and all these kind of four measurable. And if the path is with all these things, how can you become Buddha? You don't have all these things anymore. Or it's not with you because you don't have concept, you don't have emotion. So if that, I have been thinking for a few days about that. So if the Buddha become a stone and don't have any feeling and that's not what I imagine Buddha is. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so actually I did the question, but it's a little bit, we have the conceptual thoughts. That's why harder to accept and understanding. So we on the path, we practicing all this love, compassion, bodhicitta. So that result is Buddha. So what we have on the path is a cause. That time we must have to have feelings, conceptual thoughts. We create a cause. So then result is like cannot be same as a cause.
But shouldn't be that separate. If yes, the cause and result is totally different, that's really weird too, isn't it? Your cause is compassion, and then at the end you have no feeling.
Say again.
It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Yeah, I know I have conceptual thoughts, so that's why in the logical mind it doesn't make sense. Because to me, if I have a cause, the result is really related to my cause. So if I have a compassion cause, my ending and my result should be related to compassion. And therefore,
do you have a measurable compassion?
I don't have immeasurable compassion, but immeasurable
Why
compassion.
you don't have a measurable compassion? Because you have a thought, right? That's the reason, right? Feeling and the thoughts, conceptual. So that's why that's why it's blocked. That's we immeasurable compassion. Buddha didn't have thoughts. Buddha didn't have conceptuals, no feelings, emotions. That's why. That's why
With no
capacity
and no thought, why
measurable
even bother?
compassion. Huh?
Why even bother about compassion? If you no thought, no feeling, why even bother? It's not nothing to related to you if there's no conception and no feeling. Then what bother about the immeasurable compassion? Because if you don't have thought, and I don't understand, if no thought, how can you benefit or other beings?
So actually, yes, it's also like you're saying is right, but that is we thinking about like conceptual thoughts way. But when it's become Buddha and then naturally benefit for others, naturally, okay? Same is just example, we talk about rain. Rain didn't have conceptual thoughts, but benefit others.
But
Grow
I also
vegetables.
rain can be very terrible to others too. But you say only
So
one
only
time.
the thing about the who is a hunger, who needed to grow a vegetable, and then rain comes. Rain didn't think about I'm going to only rain to in the farm. I don't want to rain into to the forest, lakes or beach. They don't think that, right? Just rain is for everywhere, right? Rain comes because they don't have conceptual. Then who is going to receive benefit? The farmers receive benefit. Then the same is like that. Who has conditions, they're going to get benefit. Their Buddha can benefit for them.
Okay, thank
So,
you.
example, you know, like we have a long-time ancient tradition. Example is the wear or something. You know, like you have to turn very hard and strongly. Then after that, the you don't have to do that. The naturally turning. You know, so you don't push. You don't have to turn. The naturally goes like turning. The wear is. So same like that, and on the path we have to put effort. Like I wanted to benefit others. We need that kind of thoughts, conceptual must have to have. Then you have to effort. So you kept that. Then become is like result comes. You don't need anything, just naturally the benefiting. When is the condition comes, you know. Same is like where is like turning naturally. So like see car engine, like first you have to put the key and turn the car on, but then after you don't have to do again all the time, right? Yes.
No, every time when you
Then you say why we don't have to put the key all the time again, engine like turn on all the time, but it's already turn on, then you can go. So going time, then you driving that time, you don't have to start and car again and again. If you turn again, then it's going to stop. Car is going to stop. Don't touch the key, right? Car is going.
oh, you say after you're going, but every time when you start the car, you still have to turn on the car, isn't it?
Then that's like still nobody at Buddha. So maybe somewhere in the Bodhisattva's level, still have to push the gas.
Okay, thank you. But I still don't feel right again. I still have to think about it. I still
The highway is nobody is in there. Don't touch the key, okay? because like that means like naturally you have to push in gas and gone. You don't have to start an engine again and again.
No, you don't. No.
Yeah, same is like when you become Buddha, no need thoughts. So when you live in the home and you say, I have to go this place, right? You have to leave, and then your highway is just car is push the gas, that take you wherever you have to go. Then you don't have to think about I have to go there. When you leave the home, that time then you have to make plan. I have to go this place, and then you have to go to put gas and in the car, and you have to start an engine and put key in there. Then you drive. Long as you have stop signs, because on the path, and the Bodhisattva's path has many stop signs, but then you get in the highway, no any other cars there, you can drive, then you don't have to think about anything. So that's okay, then like that, Buddha's benefited that way. But that example also incorrect, but it's okay. Maybe you get some understanding, use that thing that way. Then you
Okay.
don't have to fight. Why you have to not starting? You have to car is go. Why you don't have to start in car? This car is going. Then why you have to starting, right? Okay, Loming. So we can do dedication together.
Okay.
Laming, sorry, Laming.
Lyman.
Laming, yeah.
Yeah,
Your
Khenpo.
question is great. You have really good thinking. But I can give more better the answer that, but tonight my brain is gone. So sorry about
Okay.
it.
Okay. Problem.
Actually, we have more better examples.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So no one going to share the dedication prayer, right? Someone here tonight? No, nobody there. Okay.
Khenpo, just one quick confirm. Not want to exhaust you.
My brain is gone.
So, okay.
Yes. Lily, you're mute.
Oh, I said next time I don't want to exhaust you tonight.
No, it's okay. You just have last question. It's okay.
Okay. And so to correct that kind of feeling, I understand that that's our own mind creates those concepts that bothers us. To correct that, the only way, well, maybe or the best way is do the meditation, right? Not just the logically, because we are kind of confused in the logical, because logical itself is concept, right? So we're using concept to debate the concept. We always in the concept, so that if we want to remove totally, get out of this, unlimited, confusing, that meditation maybe is the better way. Is that the right thing?
Yes, so it's like depending individual level, because like some need to study and to get understanding Dharma knowledge. So then you gain the more knowledge, so you become your understanding. And then also another, I don't remember which text, like one yogi talk about a scholar, he's a scholar, I think Nagarjuna, when you are more into into the realization, then your less thoughts, less questions.
Okay, so this kind of debate and thinking also help us to remove this kind of, okay. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the teaching.
Yeah, we the beginners, we need more like knowledge, like understanding.
Yeah.
That helps, like that. Otherwise, like this three kayas also, one way is very simple, but another way is so much complicated, because you cannot really think how to approach to, like, one by one. So actually, one Dharmakaya, but it's we can have one, but Other two is like just others' perception. Then why is other have a perception? Because of our aspiration wanted to benefit others. That's why others can receive that perception, two form bodies. Okay. Now we go to dedication.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Ema ho ngom zara sanje namwan daye dan yese jobo tuje jenbo dan yonde senban te jen do nam lai sanje sansen pa min ko ji go de jie ngom zara ba de me ba ye de wa jin ji sa we jen gan de da yin de ne sen pi jur ma da ji wa yin je par mai ju par Tere jine nande yandong yon de ge da ge molan da bandi so je san je san sen do je je ke mi de bar sin je la de so ti ya da ben san de ya awan bo de na ye so hai san jo sem jo ren bo je ma ji pa nam ji jo je ji pa nyam ba me ba yan kong ne kong den pe war hyo Sunam de tam je ze ba nye do nam ni be da nam bam ze de chi ga nam je ba lam chu ba ye se ben so len ro wa re yo jam ba ra ba we che da ran chen ba dan gen de zang bo de yan de yen de da gen je ji se da lo jen ge wan de da dam je ra de 现在跟谁跟进去解决，等着你了，望东之公把人间把这等把人的把人写着的上公变成就解。Thank you, everyone. Good
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Tomorrow is a practice, right?
Yes, tomorrow evening practice.
Okay, thank
Practice.
you.